WNBA just had another Green Machine event.
Sophie Cunningham just got blasted mid-game, in the middle of a game, with a dildo.
Game with the Fever and the Sparks, a dildo hit Sophie Cunningham.
Sophie Cunningham said, "Stop throwing toys on the court. You're going to hurt one of us."
Unbelievable scenes in the WNBA.
Sophie Cunningham gets blasted by a dildo in the middle of the game. It is what it is. I don't know what's going on.
Sophie Cunningham was actually hit with a sex object during a game, and Caitlin Clark's reaction said it all. This isn't just chaos, it's a serious issue now. Drop 100% in the comments if you stand with Caitlin Clark and respect the game.
Now tonight, in the game with the Fever and the Sparks, a dildo hit Sophie Cunningham. What are y'all doing? Like, yo, these are very important games. Everyone's trying to get into the playoffs. Everybody's fighting for positioning. They don't need to be worried about fans sneaking in dildos to throw in the court.
It happened in Los Angeles during the Indiana Fever's game against the Sparks. The atmosphere was intense. Playoff positions on the line, emotions running high. But suddenly the attention shifted from the court to a horrifying and bizarre moment.
One Green Machine came her way tonight, man, because Sophie Cunningham is currently trending right now in the middle of the game. Mind you guys, the game is still being played.
As players lined up for a free throw, a bright green object came flying through the air and hit Sophie Cunningham. And it wasn't just any object, it was a sex toy.
In this game, the object hits the floor. I love Kelsey Plum gets it out of there. That's, my favorite part. But it had gone right at Sophie Cunningham's leg right prior to that.
Caitlin Clark was right there on the bench when it happened. And the reaction on the Fever sideline said everything. Shock, disgust, confusion.
We got security looking for the person that threw it. Look at this, y'all.
Security rushed in. Kelsey Plum had to walk over and physically kick the item off the court. The game was temporarily stopped as officials and players tried to process what just happened.
They just threw an object at the Fever players. Why is this not a bigger deal? Someone literally just threw an object towards the Fever player, at the Fever players.
What's even more disturbing, that toy wasn't thrown at Sophie specifically. It was aimed at the group of Indiana Fever players. It just happened to hit Sophie.
It's ridiculous. Not only is it honestly dangerous for the players because somebody steps on that, they could sprain their ankle and get hurt. It makes the league look like a joke.
This wasn't some fan trying to get attention. This was an act of aggression, completely crossing the line of fan behavior. This isn't the first time an object has been thrown during a WNBA game.
Any fan who intentionally throws an object onto the court will be immediately ejected and face minimum of 1 year ban in addition to being subject to arrest and prosecution.
But this was the first time it actually hit a player. And that changes everything. Once a player is physically impacted, it's no longer a joke. It becomes a safety issue, and the league needs to take action. Fast.
For the viewership to be still holding at 1 million views without Caitlin Clark is crazy.
Caitlin Clark has played through hard fouls, jeers from the crowd, and a non-stop media circus. But even she looks stunned. When players can't even feel safe on the bench without worrying about what might fly out of the crowd next, something's deeply wrong.
Yo, it's actually crazy because Sophie Cunningham actually spoke on this on her podcast. She cracked a little joke, but it's just like, they're stopping games now because of it.
What happened to Sophie Cunningham wasn't just an isolated moment. It's part of a disturbing trend that's starting to spiral out of control in the WNBA.
So there you go. Watch out for flying dildos tonight. That says it, about all. But it wasn't even there isolated either. It was an attempt at another game too. I think it was at the Liberty game.
This isn't the first time fans have thrown objects on the court. And it's not even the first time it's been that kind of object. But this time, it hit a player. And the fact that it happened during a high-stakes game with Caitlin Clark and the Fever in the spotlight shows just how serious this is becoming.
Target apparently seemed to be Sophie Cunningham. I don't know that for sure, but obviously Sophie Cunningham was the one that said stop throwing them, right? And in this game, the object hits the floor. I love
Sophie herself had already warned fans. Just days before this game, she went public on her podcast and on social media.
Sophie Cunningham said, "Stop throwing toys on the court. You're going to hurt one of us."
begging fans to stop throwing these green machines on the court. Her exact words, "You're going to hurt one of us."
My parents and my sister, they literally text me after or before every single game, like saying good luck, like da-da-da, you know? And my mom, I'll send it so everyone can see this. But my mom, she goes, instead of like my good luck text, she goes, "Watch out for flying dildos tonight."
And incredibly, her own mother even texted her before the game. "Watch out for flying dildos tonight." It sounds like a joke until it actually happens. The moment the object hit Sophie, she looked visibly shaken.
One green machine came her way tonight, man, because yeah, Sophie Cunningham is currently trending right now in the middle of the game. Mind you guys, the game is still being played. And yeah, that was a green machine that touchdown yet again, man. That's what we dubbed it.
She laughed it off in the moment, but everyone around her, teammates, refs, even the fans, felt the tension.
Kelsey Plum gets it out of there. That's, my favorite part. But it had gone right at Sophie Cunningham's leg right prior to that.
Kelsey Plum quickly removed it from the floor, but the damage was done. Not just physically, but symbolically. The message it sends is clear.
It is super disrespectful. I don't really get the point of it. It's really immature. Whoever's doing it needs to grow up. I agree. The safety and the well-being of everyone in our arenas is top priority of our league.
Some people aren't taking these women seriously, and that's completely unacceptable. And through all this, Caitlin Clark, arguably the biggest star in the league, had to sit there and watch it unfold.
They're doing this without Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark fans is definitely still watching this game. We should definitely still support the team, even though Caitlin Clark isn't there. It has been pretty entertaining to watch. Name another team that's more entertaining than the Fever, and I will wait. I don't think there's any team in the league that is as entertaining as them. And it just is what it is with that aspect. But for the viewership to be still holding at 1 million views without Caitlin Clark is crazy.
She's the face of a new era for the WNBA, someone who's brought millions of fans to the game. And yet even she isn't immune to the disrespect swirling around her team. It's not just about Sophie getting hit. It's about a dangerous culture growing in the stands. This is the third or fourth time this has happened across different arenas. And what started as a shock moment is now turning into a trend.
It's like they're actually stopping the game now because of this. I don't know if that's even cool right there to be stopping the game after this. I mean, because of this right here, now it's just like.
Before halftime. Oh, look out. Something just came onto the floor.
Yo, people is yo. This is crazy.
Some fans are treating games like a circus instead of a professional sporting event, and that's a problem, not just for player safety, but for the credibility of the league as a whole. The WNBA has released statements promising arrests, bans, and prosecution. But words aren't enough anymore. These players are showing up, putting their bodies on the line, and inspiring the next generation. They deserve better. Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and every woman on that court has earned the right to feel safe, respected, not targeted. This isn't just about one toy or one fan. It's about changing the culture before something worse happens. And it's time we start listening to the players before another one gets hurt.
If it wasn't Sophie Cunningham, this would be a bigger deal. It would be. If you guys want to say, "Oh, you're wrong, it's a big deal anyway." Like, if it wasn't Sophie Cunningham, like, they're going to laugh about this. They're going to just laugh about this. And you just know that if it was any other player in the league, this would be treated with probably the severity that it should be if a player got hit. Sophie was laughing about it. Of course she was laughing about it. It's not going to hurt. Doesn't mean something wasn't thrown at a player.
While chaos unfolded on the court and headlines focused on the bizarre object hitting Sophie Cunningham, Caitlin Clark remained calm, collected, and supportive, proving once again why she's the true face of the WNBA. Even though she didn't play that night, her presence was undeniable. The game still pulled in over 1.6 million viewers, peaking close to 2 million, despite her being sidelined.
This is wild. Y'all got to get a grip on this. I don't even know why y'all keep doing that, though. Why do y'all keep doing that? It's kind of weird. It's like weird, bro. I don't even understand why y'all keep doing that, man.
That level of impact is rare. It shows that fans aren't just watching the game, they're watching for Caitlin Clark. As objects were being thrown, the crowd buzzed with confusion, and play had to be stopped. Caitlin didn't lose her composure. She sat there encouraging her teammates, embodying professionalism in a moment where many would have shown frustration or anger.
It's legendary, man. But I want to know you guys' thoughts right now. I still think Caitlin Clark comes back within the next 2 weeks. Next 2 weeks, we should be seeing Caitlin out there, man. I do. That is my prediction around mid-August, around the 17th. Between the 17th and the 20th, I can see her back as clear as day that she's back in practice. She been working out, so.
That's what makes her different. She leads without making it about herself. Even when she's not scoring, she's elevating the atmosphere, calming the team, rallying fans, and showing what it means to lead by example. Let's be honest, this isn't what Caitlin signed up for. She came into the league to play basketball, inspire a generation, and grow the women's game. Not to sit through moments that feel more like sideshows than professional sports.
I just can't comprehend why somebody's brain is on their way going to a game. They're just like, yeah, watch this. I bet you I throw this in the court. Like, what kind of rush are you getting out of this?
And yet she hasn't flinched. No complaints, no distractions. She stays focused on what matters. This moment was embarrassing for the league, but Caitlin's presence turned it into something deeper. A reminder that amid the chaos, the WNBA still has stars worth believing in. Stars like Caitlin Clark, who show up, stay locked in, and represent everything right with the game, even when everything around them goes wrong.
I'm hoping it doesn't take me out. I guess, obviously everybody echoes that hope that comes from Paige Becker.
This was more than just a bizarre moment. It was a wake-up call. What happened to Sophie Cunningham could have happened to anyone. And the fact that it happened in a game featuring Caitlin Clark, the biggest star in the WNBA, only highlights how serious this issue has become. These women are putting everything on the line to grow this league, and they deserve more than disrespect from the stands. Caitlin Clark continues to carry herself with class, focus, and quiet strength, even when the spotlight turns chaotic. She's not just a player, she's a role model, a leader, and the reason millions are tuning in. If you stand with Caitlin and believe these players deserve respect, protection, and support, drop 100% in the comments. Let's back the ones who are truly changing the game.